Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Ackerson. I'm the founder and CEO of AutoGrow.co, joined by Alex, who I co-wrote this article with. So today's topic is 5 expert tips for high converting FAQs. And we've got a full list of them, more than 5 actually. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description if you want to go through each of them. But we're talking about 5 in this video. And so why FAQs? Why focus on that as an opportunity to optimize your copy? Well, it's one of the most underestimated opportunities to address buyer objections, because people at that point, they have some common questions, and you might think, oh, it's easy, I'll just kind of model someone else's. But really, uh, you need to be hands-on with coming up with the ideas for it, and that relates to tip number 1. Alex, what's the first tip?
So the first tip is to talk to your customers as often as possible.
Right.
So this is basically sourcing your customers as the best source for questions that they have that they had before that they decide to buy with you. So
Right.
reach out to them and say, hey, what are your biggest buying obstacles? And then implement them into your FAQs.
Yeah, it's what some startup gurus might call customer development. It's the idea that you're really learning who your target customer or client is, and you're learning what would hold them back from actually making a buying decision in the first place, or at that point where they're about to move to checkout. If, for example, you're a SaaS business, or if you're selling a high ticket productized service, for example, which we've written about before on the blog. You want to put the questions that they would ask you on a call actually onto the page. And the benefit to doing that is that if someone's going to book a call with you, in order to, make a decision on the call, and you close the sale there, well, it's going to accelerate the conversation. They're going to be that much more educated about it, and have the answers, so that maybe the conversation really just turns into something like, oh, I want to make sure that there are human beings behind this website, and that I feel comfortable with who I'd be working with. And that just makes the conversation shorter, more efficient, and saves you time, and you don't have to repeat yourself. So there you go. What's the next tip?
So tip number 2 is include a call to action on your FAQs page. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I think a lot of companies don't necessarily do it, which is unfortunate.
Yep. And there's an example that we gave in the article. The American Cancer Society has a call to
Mm-hmm.
action that follows people all the way down the page. So, I mean, a really great place. When we say FAQ page, that doesn't mean it's mutually exclusive. So in many cases, where you have your pricing, below that, it's fairly standard, and many buyers will have the expectation that your FAQs would be below that, because when they're considering packages and the different features and capacity of each of your packages, again, whether you're selling a SaaS or a SaaS product, or some sort of other products that has packages or service or productized service, people are going to expect that that's the point where you're going to have FAQs. But it's not going to look so great if you have your pricing packages on there twice. I mean, we've kind of experimented with that in different cases. That can make it look like you're trying too hard. So better to have some sort of a button that will scroll them back up to the pricing packages, for example. And just, you're utilizing, as the American Cancer Society does, where they have the CTA that follows people down the page, you're utilizing the law of visibility in that case. You're leveraging the law of visibility from our framework called sales funnel physics, which basically just says that the more visible something is, the more likely it is to get a conversion. So once people have the information, oh, here is exactly what my next step should be. Got it, click. And they're going to go back and be able to make that decision.
Yeah, so next tip is nest valuable social proof next to or within your FAQs. And this gets down to social proof, which is huge, but basically like adding testimonials, Vandy stats throughout your FAQs, and that helps build trust.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those, because a lot of people they write off no pun intended, their FAQs is like, just like, it's just, part of the copy for the website. And they don't really see it as much of a sales opportunity and a, conversion boosting opportunity as it really is, because it is. And I think this is really one of those pro tips that I personally love, because it's so smart once you hear it. And I've seen other companies do it, like Wistia, for example. They they had like a video kind of, which is sort of implied social proof, I think, of the founder, answering one of the questions just directly within there instead of actually having the text. So seeing a person in that way is implied social proof. Having a testimonial where your client would actually be answering the question for other potential clients or customers. I mean, that's huge. And then vanity stats too. If you're saying, like, maybe one of your questions is like, well, why should I trust your business? And then you say, well, vanity stat, we've been in business for this many years, we served this many clients or customers. That's compelling. And you are selling, because that's, it's the FAQ section is a sales opportunity. So you want to be selling.
So tip number 4 is place the FAQ section on a pricing page immediately prior to sign up. So this, I think you kind of talked about already, but putting the FAQ section on the pricing page so that people don't have to switch between this page, go to this page, get their question answered, go back to the pricing page to figure out what package they want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just putting it all in one spot.
Yeah. And it's just because people at this point, and buyers, especially B2B buyers, but I would say B2C as well, because the template is so copied and modeled again and again and again on all these different websites by all these different businesses, that people have been sort of programmed to have that expectation of where the information is going to be. And if you're going to make them hunt for it, it's going to increase friction, and it's going to make people leave, not buy. So for example, one thing that we've seen with AutoGrow that introduces a bit of friction is people, clients wanting to understand, like, what is an auto task? Because the higher or the bigger package that you're on with AutoGrow, and AutoGrow, just if you're not familiar, you can delegate all of your digital marketing tasks without the headaches of hiring. It's like project management software where you log in and there's just like people attached, but you log in, you say, okay, I want to get this thing done. I want to create an ad campaign. I want to launch a landing page, custom design, custom write the copy. You type in your ideas, some notes, some examples of, similar things that you like. You click on the button to make it real. And, you just watch the progress bar go from 0 to 100%. But each of those ideas that are being made real, we call those auto tasks. And so when people are considering signing up, they have the question, well, what is an auto task? And so we put the FAQs right below the pricing packages, and that's the first question there. What is an auto task? Can we explain it? It's basically any type of project that you can come up with and that we do for you.
And the final tip that we're going to talk about is make it easy for visitors to find information via a drop-down list and or bullet points.
Yeah, so I think this is also pretty common, where the answers won't necessarily, because you can sort of, I guess you can A/B test it if you really want to know, but it's not going to have that big of an impact. For example, if you have, like an accordion style design for your FAQs where it just says, the question, and you click on one and it would kind of expand down to show you the answer. This type of format can make it really easy for people to find, their question, and therefore to, because otherwise, if it's just all the text there, that can, for some people, it might be a little overwhelming. Depends on how much copy you write for each answer. But the other way is bullet points. So just like in copywriting, for great blog content, great blog articles, as well as just great copy on your sales pages, where people are going to engage the most with, if they're just skimming and scanning at first, they're going to read all the, the headlines, higher probability of reading the headlines. and then the bullet points, because those are the easy things to skim and scan. And by introducing bullet points to your FAQs, you're also using the best practice there as well. So you're helping to reduce friction and helping people to get to the information that they want a little bit faster. All right. So Alex, how many more tips can people get? It looks like 5 more tips,
I think
right?
there's 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want 5 more tips in addition to the ones that we just gave you in this video that are research backed and have really great examples about how to write FAQs that are going to just grow your business, then if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description. Or if you're watching this on AutoGrow, just scroll down and check it out. All right. So finally, to wrap up, if you want to learn more about autogrow.co, just go to our homepage, autogrow.co. We help you to delegate all of your digital marketing tasks without the headaches of hiring. We also have some if you're more the do-it-yourself type, in our autogrow.co/marketplace. We also have some do-it-yourself options and info products and trainings like AutoGrow's 6-figure sales funnel or our proven sales conversion pack. So check that out, autogrow.co/marketplace. So until next time, keep converting, write that copy for your FAQs, and stay focused.